Hey guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and I love to talk about movies and TV shows way too much. With that being said, in today's video, I'm going to be ranking all 11 Star Wars movies from the worst to the best, and I would love to hear your guys' rankings in the comments down below. In 11th place, I have Rogue One. I hated it so much. Some fake story that Disney just made up. There's not really any point to this because we already know that they are not going to succeed because we've all seen A New Hope when Luke Skywalker destroys the Death Star, not some pity side characters. The only good parts about this is when the end when Darth Vader slaughters all the rebels and any scene that Vader is in. And when the Death Star is destroyed, everyone's killing the main characters in the process, which I don't get. Don't watch this film, just watch the ending scene on YouTube because this is the only good part of the film. But other than that, I rate this a 2 out of 10. In 10th place, I have Solo. Han Solo is supposed to be a cool, unlawful, yet respectable thug. In this movie, he is just a simple good guy. The complexity of his portrayal and personality development in the original trilogy was just completely annihilated and undone in this movie. Also, the Millennium Falcon looks wrecked because it was supposed to have gone through so many epic battles, not because it almost got sucked up by a space octopus. That made no sense to me. Nothing about this movie is worth watching, and the most disappointing thing about this movie is that it's the most disappointing box office Star Wars movie, and it made the least amount of money. But other than that, I rate this like a 2.5 out of 10. In ninth place, I have Rise of Skywalker. This movie is so bad and super forgettable. You can't please everyone, I get that. And this movie does have major plot points that either become obvious or just stupid and they just forget about. And the story really does just jump around, add new characters for no reason at all. The questions that you actually want answered never get fully addressed, which kind of made me mad. The ending brought the story full circle in all the wrong ways, and I really was mad about that as well. It's basically ruined the entire movie experience for me, and it made my investment for this movie worthless. But other than that, I rate this a 3.5 out of 10. In eighth place, I have The Last Jedi. Despite spectacular visuals, I was left disappointed by this film. Nothing kind of worked in this movie. Everything they did was basically to do something to shock people, but it was super predictable. The only real interesting thing about this movie is that Luke was Ben's teacher and everything in between. Other than that, nothing about this movie was cool, and I will say Finn is awesome, but Rey is like the worst character in the sequel trilogy. But other than that, I rate this a 4 out of 10. In seventh place, I have The Phantom Menace. Personally, I enjoy this movie a lot, but it's very slow with politics and everything, and I just don't really like politics and like to get into politics. But I love the drama, and I need a reason to care about either side, and honestly, I just don't. Jar Jar was definitely the best part about this movie, and he was super funny, and he was just kind of there to lighten the mood and everything. But otherwise, it's a very serious movie, which I can understand because they want people to enjoy it, but it doesn't age well for me at all. Maul and definitely was a good payoff, in my opinion. I really enjoyed the duel and the fates. I didn't like how we literally jumped from the funeral to the parade, but again, time consistency is a super important thing to movies like this. But I rate it a 4.5 out of 10. In sixth place, I got Attack of the Clones. Some good parts about this movie, but Hayden's portrayal as Anakin is way too focused on, and he does a very poor job portraying Anakin and struggles with the dark side, and his emotions outbursts are way too unbelievable and kind of annoying at sometimes, and it's kind of super corny. He made me feel like he was always trying to look cool or look good for the girls in every scene he's with, but letting himself go and pouring himself into the role. I will say that Darth Maul and Qui Gon should have not been killed in the legendary fight of Phantom Menace. If they were still in the story in one of these, they could have done so much more with the plot and Anakin's journey to the dark side. But that's just me, as well as Obi-Wan and Journey and everything like that. But other than that, I rate it a 5 out of 10. In fifth place, I got Return of the Jedi. This film was the largest toy commercial ever made. It needs to be dissect to the bad bits of it and everything. In 2020, one of the film that could have been remade to a fantastic, thrilling out of cringeworthy humor and everything in that. You have to admire aspects of the filmmaking, but I feel like they were poisoned by poor acting and poor wardrobe and bland commercials and everything and just greed. It's not aging well, in my opinion, and everything, but nonetheless, the movie is awesome and it stands out to me, just not that memorable, which is why I rate it a 6 out of 10. In fourth place, I have The Force Awakens. It was good, but not great. I would have enjoyed it a little bit better if I actually got to see a continuation of the original story. Star Wars has been gone beyond the Skywalker saga and leaves imbalance and other lextros and to attempt the Beyond the Skywalker saga movies was just poor move and everything like that. Didn't really enjoy it, didn't whatever. The fans expected to see their favorite all together again and everything, but it never happened. And I will say that if it doesn't happen now, it will never happen at all. Great character setups had their growth done or dropped completely. Rey's growth became almost impossible for a hero's journey as she was already everything that everybody embodied from a hero and out the set and everything like that. It's a shame that the way that the sequels were handled, but it's just how it is and everything. But at the end of the day and everything, this was such a big event though to people. So just because of that and everything and how big it was coming back to theaters like 10 years later, I have to give it a 7 out of 10. In third place, I have A New Hope, a pretty good start to an iconic franchise. Cheap yet memorable dialogue that somehow pays off in the future's installment, like mentions to a Clone War and everything. An impressive set design and atmosphere. Lightsaber fights were very awesome and everything, but it explained to be lots and lots of art and everything, and it's the lore of the franchise and the most recognizable of the franchise. The movie feels like it calls back to TV shows and everything, which I enjoy, but I've never seen, and you have to understand what happens between each movie to the TV shows, and that's kind of like homework to me. But other than that, I thought it was pretty good and everything, so I give it an 8 out of 10. In my runner-up spot, I have The Empire Strikes Back. This was a very entertaining movie with great simulations, storytelling, and everything in between. Usually, movies will try to include random transitions to different environments in order to keep the audience interested, but this movie does it right. From the snow planet to Hoth to the swamp planet Dragonba and even the beautiful Cloud City. We get every more inspiration and everything with buildings and everything, and the audience get to explore their first deeper insight to what they want. The Force, it's super cool and everything like that. And this movie, the Luke, I am your father, is the best twist in any Star Wars movie, and other movies tried to replicate it, but Star Wars was the first one that did it, and Star Wars was the one that did it the best. But everything, and just from the Luke, I'm your father scene, literally makes this movie a 9.5 out of 10. But in first place, I have Revenge of the Sith. This movie, wonderfully written and produced. It shows an amazing fall of a character everyone loved, and it was acted perfectly to the point of perfection. This movie is no doubt my favorite Star Wars movie because of the dramatic and traumatic life-changing moments in the Star Wars history, just period. It also shows a connection to the Star Wars, A New Hope, and everything in between, and explains a lot of the details you wouldn't notice in Episode 4 and everything like that. By far, the best Star Wars movie is this one, and it's awesome. George Lucas really spent lots of blood, sweat, and tears into perfecting this movie and paying tribute to 4, 5, 6. Truly life changing. Would strongly recommend this movie, and everything about this is just a 10 out of 10. But without being said, you guys, I'm Andrew, also known as Iron Android, and if you want to see more content like this, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any single uploads from me. And also, if you haven't already, follow my TikTok and my gaming channel. Link will be in the description for both of those things. But for now, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.